Okay, so so we have a cell phone plan that just expired with company X, and we would like to switch companies. So for question 1 here, okay, we've got Sprint with an initial monthly charge of $25.75. Okay, for providing their service, and charges 30 cents for every minute. Verizon every month charges $55.50, and for their service they charge 10 cents every minute. Okay. Singular Wireless does not have any initial monthly charge at all, and they charge 75 cents for every minute. So write equations that represent each of your options. So we're going to start with Sprint here. Make sure you can see this. So Sprint, boom. We're gonna hit it with Y equals, what do we got here? 25.75. All right, so we got 25.75. That is our monthly payment. Okay. After that, we're gonna add our minute charge of, what was it now? 30 cents for every minute. Okay, so we're gonna do 0.3x. Perfect. So that's our Sprint equation. So y equals 25.75 plus 0.3. That's our 30 cents x. Here's our monthly payment, and then here's our minute charge. So next we're gonna do Verizon with a monthly charge. Let's do our y equals here with a monthly charge of $55.50 and 10 cents for every minute. Okay, so we're gonna do y equals 55.50, 55.50 plus, same thing as up here, but we're gonna do 0.1, 0.10 and 0.1, same thing. 0.30 and 0.3, same thing. Do whatever. 0.1 x. Make sure you end it with that x. It's very important. And then, what was the name of that last one here? Singular Wireless has no charge, no monthly charge, and they charge you 75 cents for every minute. So, as far as our other minute charges, they are most expensive, but they have no monthly charges, so they make up for it. So we're gonna do our Singular. Forgot to underline Verizon up here. Singular Wireless. We're gonna do y equals. They have nothing, so we're just gonna do y equals 0.75 for their 75-cent charge. 0.75x. Perfect. So here are all of our options with all of our equations right here. Okay, so question number 2. A graphical representation of the information you have gathered. So pulling up Desmos graphing calculator, it's going to come up looking a little bit like this. I made our black line Sprint. I made our red line Verizon, of course. And our orange line is, sorry, I keep forgetting the name here, Singular Wireless. So we have all of these labeled with all of our equations right next to them that we've made already. And that is what that is going to look like. There's a bunch of points that cross over, but we'll go through that in the next questions. So, next, answer the following questions. Question 1. During what interval does Sprint offer the best deal? Okay. So, from 57.22 minutes to 148.75 minutes, Sprint is going to offer you the best deal. Whichever line is lower, each one of these lines, the slope is their cent charge. Okay, so their slope is their cent charge. Let me look at my equations here. So, yes, okay. So each line is a representation of the charge that they give you, that like cent charge that they give you every minute you're on the phone call. So Next question here. During what interval does Singular Wireless offer the best deal? So Singular is our yellow line here. They're going to offer the best deal for the people who aren't really on the phone as much, but still like to have it, of course. So if you're not on the phone as much, you're going to want Singular. So they go from their best, your best deal with Singular is going to go from 0 minutes, so no phone calls, all the way up to 57.22 minutes. And right where Singular and Sprint meet up, if you're on the phone call with either one of those are both going to cost you $42.91. But as far as Singular, from 0 minutes to 57.22 minutes, that's going to be your best bet. And then they just keep shooting up, so Sprint takes over right there at 57.22, and then they're doing their own deal there. And then our next one, when does Verizon become your best deal? Verizon's coming up gradually over here, but right here, right at 148.75 minutes, that's when Verizon is going to take over. And from that point, they are the best version that you've got. They're the best deal. Verizon, if you can see this little area right here, where it opens back up, that's where it's just going on and so forth. So from 148.75, any minutes after that, whether it's 200, 300, 1,000, that's going to be your best bet. From 148.75 minutes, so on and so forth, Verizon is your best bet. All right, let's move on. Which company would you choose if you talk an average of 100 minutes per month? So, very simple answer here. We already know our equations and our lines and our graph. 100 minutes a month lands somewhere around here in Sprint. So Sprint is going to be your best deal for 100 minutes a month, okay? Because that obviously is in between 57.2 and 148.75. At 200 minutes per month, what's going to be your best deal? We've already looked at Verizon. After 148.75, Verizon is going to be your best bet, okay? So after 200 minutes, they're your best. All right. Anything I'm forgetting here? Okay. All right. Question 6. When do Sprint and Verizon charge the same rate, and what is that rate? Let's go. So right here, where I just showed you guys, where it opens back up to where Verizon becomes your best deal, right at smack dab at 148.75. I know that's a number you're hearing a lot. Right at 148.75, it's going to be, for both of them, Sprint and Verizon, $70.37 for both of them. All right. So, how do you choose which plan is best for you? Well, I'll tell you the simplest way to put it is you go in your call history, see how many minutes you on average call, and then based off of that information, you pick the cheapest and best option. If you call a lot, you're going to want Verizon. If you call, if it's part of your job and whatever else you have going on, if you call a lot, you're going to want Verizon. If you're in that mid-range there to where, you don't call too much, but it's still a part of your life, you're going to want to stick with Sprint. They're going to be the cheapest option for you, the best deal for you. And then finally, if you don't really call that much or don't call at all, then you're going to want Singular Mobile, because they just offer that best plan and they are your cheapest option if you're not calling at all, or you've got, once in a while some phone calls to make. So there's the deal with those equations and those problems. So thank you.